you!
Allow me to help.
Explosive ring! Eat
It's a
them!
duel of the arts!
Shield from calamity.
Thanks!
Healing circle!
We've got flyers!
I've got it! Let a marksman handle it! Glad you have your uses!
We did it!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Tia in action. This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Barely a blip on our radar. My face is starting to sting, and my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion?
Little help!
In a vine? Dragon Swarm!
Are those rocks and squid? Lunar Blast! Back into the fray! Catapult! Go for the weak point!
No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Here I come!
Flight!
Dragon
Freeze
Swarm!
Lancer! Here goes!
Dragon Swarm!
Light Astral! Here I go!
Dragon Swarm!
Mega Ray! Now!
on the wind! Tremor!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
I'm ready for the next battle! Forgive you!
Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Another incantation
Dragon Swarm! Damn it!
Is it cruel though? Being interrupted?
Explosive ring!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
It's almost too strong.
In a vine? Be my guest!
Okay,
Here I go!
The tempest engulfs you.
Dragon Swarm!
They smite with blackened blade. An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Demon Fang! Dragon Swarm!
There!
Double
One
Demon
more
Fang!
astral energy!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Dance in the wind!
I'll thank you.
Here! Searing
Dragon
Flame!
Swarm!
More for the stockpile!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Severing Wind!
I'm ready. Only the best materials in your gauntlets.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
Try this!
Got balls! Their height is thick as armor! I never miss!
Now I feel right.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind
I'm
me.
ready! Done! I'll leave it to you! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Green face and blood.
Dragon Swarm!
Bloody howling.
Severing Wind!
Air thrust! That was almost too easy. No enemy can stand against us.
If only every battle went so well.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall,
I won't forgive you!
Severing Wind! Murarondo! Rising Speed Up!
I'll heal you all!
Try harder! My turn! Come one time to let it rip!
calamity.
Healing circle!
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Searing flame!
Double Demon Fang! Ignite!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Here I come! Win! Win!
Hear my power!
Luna Rondo!
Hit!
No further!
Please now!
Win!
Let's get you all touched.
Searing Gale! Try harder! Not a chance!
Corruption! Not in here! Not in your dreams!
Benediction light.
Primed and ready!
Armor won't save you!
Light astral energy!
Double Demon Fang! Dragon
Raging
Swarm!
storm! Flame of fury! Ignite!
Glacial Spear! Here, do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily. Both of them contain earth.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that...
But why this location? If the...
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets in... This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Shattering up!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
Dragon Swarm!
Failure's not an option! Oh,
Try this.
violent darting wind! Carve now through all!
Captivity!
Here, let me help!
You're mine!
Crash blade! First dance in the wind!
Win!
The fluidity of your
Oh,
movement simply
coming through.
Luna Rondo! Try harder!
Will this
Take
help?
this! Dragon Swarm!
Concentration! Now for something special! What would I do without you? The shadow!
Double
What
Demon
would I
Fang!
do without you?
Wide open!
It won't escape me.
Dragon Swarm!
Crescent fly.
Try this!
Raging storm!
Explosive Ray!
I'm ready!
Rimbo!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done! First aid! I never miss! Campus Whirl!
Win!
Lunar corruption!
Double Demon Fang!
Carve
Dragon
through
Swarm!
all! Feel
Try
it!
this!
Hear me! I'll bring it
Explosive
down!
Ray!
Burning!
Burn in hell!
Glacial Spear!
Here's Shiva!
Radiant light.
Double Demon Fang!
Regeneration. Regenerate.
Double Demon Fang!
In your death, then tonight's meal is on you. Pick up.
Like I do!
Double Demon Fang!
Power it up!
Win!
Vanessa, let's go! Dance in the wind!
No further!
This'll come in handy. Radiant, here!
Will this help?
Crescent Slash!
Healing circle!
Catapult!
Wind astral
Searing
energy!
Gale!
Not be forgotten.
Catapult! Double Demon
Lunar
Fang!
corruption has been swirled!
Double Demon Fang! You're mine!
Thank you.
Wind astral
Soaring
energy!
wind!
Dance in the wind!
Lunar Rondo!
There you go! Don't let up! This'll come in handy. Radiant, look here!
Catapult!
Tempest, do
Double
it!
Demon Fang! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Alright!
Severing Wind!
The enemy wields us too.
You'll soon see about that!
You picked the wrong fight!
Glacial Spear! This one's mine! Do it!
Now it's mine! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! I'll take you all off!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Here goes!
Can you take it?
Wind!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Like a finely timed walk.
Double Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Hit!
Dragon Swarm! Not yet! Try harder! There!
Eat dirt!
Reinforcements incoming! Not a problem!
Don't mind if I do! Ready! Burning strike!
Water!
In a vine?
Severing Wind! Searing Gale!
Showtime! Burning strike! It looks like you got them covered! Feel!
Eat dirt!
Not in your healing art! Arch shield!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Gale Force!
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial Spear!
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno! Dragon Swarm!
Glacial Spear! Dance in the wind! Not in your dreams! Hold on to your
Demon
heart!
Fang!
Here I come!
Severing
This
Wind!
one's mine! Sleep now!
Wind! Catapult!
Let's get you all
Lunar
this away!
Rondo! Tempest! Stardust!
One more! Raging Storm! Radiant! All right!
Here I
It's
come!
showtime!
Now! While it's reeling!
Take it down!
Severing Wind!
Captain
Stardust!
Blast!
Catapult! Hit the-
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Here, let me help!
Not in your dreams! Here goes!
Bathed in blood.
Double Demon Fang! Take this! Double Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw! Double Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear! Here's not in your dreams!
You're mine! It's over!
Gale Force! All right! It's showtime!
Try harder!
Hear my call! Do it!
Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Radiant Pierce!
Double Demon
Radiant
Fang!
ammo!
Recognize sin. They smite with
Almost
black
the wind!
blade.
Searing Gale!
Execution.
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Burn!
Now!
Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Here, let me help!
First aid!
Sorry, I didn't want
It's
to
about
put
to
you out.
strike!
What are friends for? We can't
Look
depend
sharp,
on them.
everyone!
You're right. I'll bear that in mind. Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not... Yeah,
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
I'm in your debt.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think...
That thing scared the pain.
It felt like it had a different aura than other...
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part...
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light...
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the... I can feel my power growing!
Hey, is that it over there? Man, I'm famished. Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but... I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems. However, considering how long it's remained inactive,
How much time are we...
starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte. So I'd rather not hazard a...
So we've just got to sit around...
That's because you're a child.
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis.
That's right. If we can take it back... Shion?
Huh?
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she... Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world.
I believe Shion is telling...
As a friend, yes, I want to believe. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher out...
No, I understand. Even Shion...
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands. So many...
So where do her thorns...
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all.
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? But why would they want to destroy...
As for that, I really cannot say for certain.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that...
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth, especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think...
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her.
Yeah.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know?
Yeah, very...
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time.
I'm sure it made her happy.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't... You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better...
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to... When you think about it, But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about...
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while, it's like a completely different world was spinning around.
You and me both.
You? But you're the one always looking at...
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it.
At least you figured it out in time.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say.
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then.
Yeah, I think... Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, because until that moment, I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Oh, but I swear I'll be there with you. Until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia?
Yeah. I think you...
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.